That's right. Think we can fix it? Stay tuned. All right, so what we have here is a TLX front bumper hit in a perfect spot. I'm about to show you. We're gonna check it out. Let's see if we can repair it. It's a little bit of a challenge. It's one of the guys that works here, so we're gonna go ahead and do him a favor. Car's coming in right now. Look at that. All right, so for this repair, you can see now that we've got the bumper all cleaned up, that is quite a decent repair that we're gonna have to make here. We honestly replaced this, but I think it's gonna make some good content for the video. So we're gonna utilize heat. We're gonna utilize probably a little bit of plastic welding, and we're gonna utilize a little bit of epoxy that I love, which I'll show you later. So a couple different things we're gonna use. You can use dollies. Gonna try to get the plastic back to the spot, and then we'll sand it. Well, we're gonna get it really hot first. You don't like hot water? Oh, then in that case, I'm sorry. I can't stand your hot water. Don't do it again. All right, so now we got the bumper not that bad, pretty much a little even. So just with a little heat, I'm gonna grind all this down and take away the high spots, and then we're gonna either see if it needs a little bit of weld, or if we're just gonna go right to epoxy. So let's go ahead and grind this really good. It's okay to take away some of the plastic because we're gonna add it. So you can see it's kind of wavy. All right, we're ready to go. It's all heated up. I think that it's polypropylene. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. I'm really not good with speech. So I'm just gonna groove out some of these. And then we'll add some of the stick if we need to. All right, so we have our plastic epoxy that we're going to use. It's 3M. It's it's got a flex to it, which is really good because it's almost the same material as the bumper. You can take a look there. But before we put that on, we need to go ahead and use a little bit of adhesion promoter, or this filler will not stick properly. And this is what you're supposed to use for bumpers. So come over here. As you can see, it barely needs any bit of a fill. We have a little bit of a fill here, a little bit here, and that will smooth it out perfectly. All right, so come on over here and let's get a little bit of this on. We really don't need a whole lot. Now I'm going to overlap my areas because it will sand away. So get a little bit messy. All right, so the plastic filler has now dried. So I kind of overlapped a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand that down with 180. It should smooth out. And if we need any filler from here, we'll just do a light glaze, but we're gonna prepare the rest of the bumper before we do that. This is essentially plastic, so it's the best method to repair a bumper because it still has some flex to it. So we're gonna go ahead, put some 180 on there. We're gonna see it start to sand down really nice. We use all purple 3M, pretty decent stuff. A little pricey, but for the job, it really does a good job. Steal one of Mel's granola bars because I'm hungry. All right, so I got all that filler on there. That is a plastic filler. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep the rest of the bumper. Smooth it out for primer, get any rock chips all taken care of. All right, so we took down 180, the bumper where it needed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead now and take a 320 to smooth it out in the surrounding areas, kind of like a back sand. And what this is gonna do is get the bumper ready for primer. I'm only gonna do the areas we're gonna primer, and then we're gonna go ahead and we will primer those areas and sand it down, get it ready for paint after. All right, so I got the bumper all primed. It's nice and smooth. Did my best to get this as nice as I could inside. This obviously be covered up, but wanted to get it as nice as I could. Now I'm gonna use what we call, oh, here it is. Guide code, and this is gonna show us where all of our low spots are, and it's gonna show us where we still need to sand, and you only need it on the primer. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start sanding this with a 320 just to kind of cut it down, and then I'll go over with 400, and then I'll kind of maybe buzz over with 600, and then the rest of it maybe 600-800, and try to keep our blend areas concealed as much as we can. This all gets covered, but we're still gonna go ahead and recoat the whole entire bumper. So I'll go ahead and we'll hit the music and we'll get this thing started. Well, that's a wrap. You saw how I did it, so stay tuned for the next.